I walk around like everything's fine, but deep down inside my shoe, my socks are sliding off. Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, this is Modern Escapism. Hello, my name is Oodles, a man so tight that if you stuck a lump of coal up my ass, it'd turn into a diamond. Joining me today, the record holder for the amount of time off at any podcast ever, it's Candy.
Hello, I'm back.
On probation.
On probation.
Also, his prized possessions are his rally chopper, an original Rubik's Cube, and his Miami-grade twin-engine speedboat called Frightwater. It's Biggie.
Hi. Available on eBay.
And finally, he's jacked into the Matrix that many times, he can do it via Bluetooth now. And yes, he knows Kung Fu. It's Gadget.
I know Kung Fu.
Yes, he does. And Stig, unfortunately, has come down with the case of the shits. He will not be on this episode.
It's really going round. Maybe we should clean up the green room. I feel like that maybe we're just constantly infecting each other.
It's clean enough. So, let's just get into this. We've got some housekeeping to do, listener. So, we had a big meeting with corporate this week. We all went up to the board. It was nerve-wracking, weren't it, guys?
Yeah, Biggie ate all the snacks.
Yeah, we were discussing it with the big top dogs that run this company. And they've told us that we have to change. A change for the better. So, from now on,
we're doing it through the medium of dance.
We are doing it through the medium of dance. No, incorrect. Every week, we will be doing what we used to call the Nexus. From now on, we've decided, and we haven't seen the stats, the feedback, the everything about it, just the engagement. We're more popular when we're talking about stuff to recommend to you or to not recommend to you. So we've decided, in our infinite wisdom, to fucking do it.
Yeah, why not?
We're a reviews podcast. Now, patrons sat there going, Yo, what? Kicking off. You guys, not going to change that much. Every patron exclusive episode will be dictated or produced by you, the patrons, every month. You guys have got the power. So we will do concept episodes in the Patreon one. The green room will still exist. Everything will go as planned. Everyone gets everything they want. Stop shouting at me. Have I cleared the air, guys?
Yeah, I think you've cleared the air and also possibly let onto some emotional trauma in there.
Dad, no.
I'm glad that I now know what we're doing.
Yes.
It's 5 minutes ago. It was news to me.
I think
3
it's
years
smart.
in.
It's a smart decision because, again, Gadget's seen the stats. We've all seen the stats.
Yeah.
Our most popular episodes are the ones when we review stuff.
Yes. And we've had a very good month this last month. Numbers are up.
Very good. Strongest month in months.
Yes. The line goes up and we like the line going up.
Yes. So, as always, you can always get in touch with us on the plethora of ways we let you get in touch with us. Every week, you let us know what you've been up to, as normal.
Or just ask us questions. Give us comments, feedback, anything
I'm just about to get to that. So the green room, for instance, will also be as an Ask Us Anything section as well as just us bantering. So you'll be able to ask us anything. In our Discord, we have a channel. Feel free to ask us anything and we will answer. Right. Done.
Yes.
After all that, I mean, that was our breaking news, but I want to know Biggie's breaking news.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's breaking news.
I'm too sexy for my news. Too sexy for my news. So sexy it hurts. I'm too sexy for Midland. Too sexy for Midland, New York and Japan. I'm too sexy for your podcast. Too sexy for your podcast. No way I'm pronunciating. That's it.
Pronunciating.
Do you know when Free Teller did that as an advert?
He said pronunciating. Making a joke of how he pronunciates.
Thank you.
Fucking hell. Right, said Biggie.
So, as always, this seems to be the thing about the news following on from last week. So, Unity have come out with a response, an open letter to our community. The runtime fee policy will only apply beginning with the next LTS version of Unity shipping in 2024 and beyond. Your games that are currently shipped and the projects you're currently working on will not be included unless you choose to upgrade them to this new version of Unity. We'll make sure that you stay on the terms applicable for the version of Unity editor you are using, as long as you keep using that version. For games that are subject to the runtime fee, we're giving you a choice of either 2.5% revenue share or the calculated amounts based on the number, blah, 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 blah. So they kind of reneged basically on everything that they came up with.
Sort of, but they didn't, because it's kind of still bad. So, like, for instance, they're saying that the new terms only apply to people who are using whatever 2024's version of Unity is, which, okay, fine in principle. The problem is eventually the current version of Unity will become unsupported, which means they won't be able to, like, get help from Unity or, like, have any kind of official backing from Unity for it. So they would eventually
like
be
Windows.
Say Windows 10 is about to go out of support. So everyone's getting upgraded to Windows 11.
It?
I think it's like next year at some point. But it's planned to go out of support. So yeah, eventually people are going to be forced into this. And then you get, for the games that are subject to the runtime fee, we're giving you a choice of either a 2.5% revenue share or a calculated amount based on the number of new people engaging your game each month. That's still really a lot of money. When again, before you could pay a fee or it would be a percentage.
A flat fee.
It would be either like a flat fee or a percentage of your earnings over a certain amount, but definitely wasn't as high as 2.5%. So
I don't think I like Unity.
No, it's still kind of shitty.
I don't think I like them.
What else was it they said as well? They said something awful a year or so ago about developers that weren't monetizing
We are
their
fascists.
games.
No, did not say that?
It was pretty much that was basically it. No, I think he said something like all devs that don't try and use like nefarious ways of gaining extra money are fucking idiots or something.
Yeah, well,
something along those lines.
That's because remember the CEO is the guy who brought in loot boxes at EA, so of course he's going to think that. Because he's worse. But he seems like he's worse than Bobby Kotick. I'm waiting for him to have some fucking abuse scandal come off at the places he's worked next. He seems like a real horrible, nasty piece of work. And if you look at him, he's greasy. He's a greasy CEO. He's making Randy Pitchford
getting him on the
look good
show?
at the minute.
Are we getting him on?
I mean, only if you spend the entire interview asking him for a tenner.
I will. I will. I'll just keep holding it. PayPal.me. Sign up. All the way through it. Subliminally. I did that once. I had a really successful tweet once, and I went, "Some great engagement here. Do you want to PayPal.me?"
Did anybody?
No, but I am not. I am not bigger than begging me, mate. I will beg. I have no pride. Next, anyway, get on with it. Next, we're going to hear more of this as the year goes on, and the company crumbles into dust.
One thing we haven't spoken about for a while is Microsoft getting one step closer to Activision buyout.
Me.
As the CMA has finally approved the deal changes. Microsoft's bid to purchase Activision for an enormous $69 billion is now closer than ever to finding approval from the UK's Competition and Markets Authority.
Almost
thanks to changing their proposal.
Salary, that. Almost.
Yeah, they agreed the rights to stream Activision's games via the cloud would be entrusted to Ubisoft. The CMA looks to have changed its tune.
Yeah, so rather than you streaming Activision games via Game Pass subscription, you would need, I think you would need like an Ubisoft Plus subscription or something like that, but only to stream them. You could still download them and play them. It's It's fucking
Yeah,
bizarre.
normally.
There's also
I like streaming stuff from Xbox, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, there's also language in there that basically says says Microsoft aren't allowed to try and buy Ubisoft for 10 years, which would imply to me that might have been an idea they had at some point.
Yeah, they were trying. They've been trying to buy Nintendo for fucking decades, haven't they?
There's more on that in a sec.
Oh, go on.
And here's that second, apparently. Xbox also flashed its cash at Warner Brothers and sees Nintendo as the holy grail. A leaked email sent by Xbox chief Phil Spencer in the mid-2020s revealed that the company was eyeing up Warner Brothers Interactive in addition to Bethesda as potential acquisition. Also concerningly, the executives talked about buying out Nintendo as a career moment and a good for both companies. There are even suggestions the Redmond firm may also have been interested in Valve.
Yeah, good luck with that. So many people tried to buy Valve over the years, and Valve are just like, no, we're independent. We have no shareholders. We make all of the money.
I know why they're doing it, and that it's all. But I think it's like everyone's like, oh, Microsoft are the Xbox are the good guys, and Microsoft are the good. This is nefarious as fuck. This is monopolization. This is not good.
I don't think they'll get any truck buying any other big developers at this point. I think once they've got Activision under the wing, I don't think that any of the competition authorities are going to allow them to pick up any.
They can fucking have Activision. Who gives a fuck about them?
Well, yeah.
But did Sega eventually get bought by somebody? Are they still?
No, they just went into development, didn't they? Not development. Publishing. Yeah, they completely changed their output. They were like electronics manufacturers, weren't they? Forever, and then they became publishers and / developers.
Yeah, there is still a Sega development team, but and Team Sonic are still under Sega.
There were consumer electronics, though, weren't they, for a long time?
Yeah.
Arcades especially, but now they probably get everything from somewhere else.
Mostly Ryuga got to go.
Yeah, definitely. Next.
Dead Space co-creator departs startup after newest game flops. Video game developer Striking Distance Studios, a subsidiary of Korean publisher Krafton Inc., is appointing new management several months after the commercial flop of its first game. CEO Glenn Schofield is leaving, a representative confirmed on Wednesday, saying he's decided to pursue new opportunities. Striking Distance CEO and Chief Financial Officer are also leaving. All three departures were voluntary. Schofield founded the studio in 2019 to make a spiritual successor to Dead Space, the one that Gadget absolutely loved, Callisto Protocol.
We both
which was released to mediocre reviews.
I think, without being unkind to Glenn Schofield, because I like Glenn Schofield a lot and I like the work he's done in the past, I think this is the best thing because he was front and center for all of the marketing for Callisto Protocol. Like, they didn't even... It had a Hollywood actor in the starring role. They didn't even put him in any of the press. You know? It was all Glenn Schofield talking about the game and really leaning on the fact that I was on the team that made the first Dead Space. And it did the wrong thing. Like, if it hadn't been built up with all these connections to Dead Space, you could have... It still wouldn't have been an amazing game, but you would have looked on it more fondly. But everyone came into it thinking, oh, this is the spiritual successor to Dead Space, and it fucking wasn't.
I genuinely think I think I gave it a 3 out of 10 and I stick with it. I think it's shite.
Yeah.
Also, utterly. There's nothing redeeming about it.
No, it's bad when the fucking prequel podcast is better than the fucking game.
It got a 3 for me because it loads and it ends.
It's like it put his name on the test paper. Do you know how much it cost to make that game?
It was one of the most expensive games ever made, wasn't it? After GTA 5.
I think it's the most expensive non-online game.
Yeah.
$162 million.
Ooh, ouch.
And it made 65 pence.
Well, in January, analysts said the horror game's on track to sell 2 million copies.
Wow. I mean, they're making the money back, haven't they?
No.
Their target was 5 million, by
2
the way.
million. Oh, so it's 7. Is it 70? Oh, no, they haven't made the money back, have they? Oh, no. Oh, bless them. Marketing alone.
The marketing for it was ridiculous. I mean, it was on the side of buses and shit like that. You very rarely see horror games.
It still is on one of the buses
like
I get to work on. It's still on the side of it. They haven't changed it. Next.
Yeah.
Sadly, Striking Distance also laid off more than 30 staffers. Company's website now shows around about 90 employees.
Oh, makes you sick.
A
And
lot of devs being let go from all over the place, aren't there, at the moment?
It seems to be a
Well,
career not to get into.
yeah,
Unless-
right.
Speaking of layoffs,
Unless you can be like that Toby Fox guy and just make your own game and have it hit a cultural
Yeah.
milestone and make millions off something you made an RPG maker.
Phil Fish.
Well, yeah, but not a cunt.
Yeah, that's what I...
Did you not see him in Video Game the Movie?
I did see him. He's an absolute prick.
Tomb Raider developer Crystal Dynamics has also been hit with layoffs as Embracer continues to crumble.
That was kind of expected.
I'm telling you now,
Yeah.
right? This time next year, the Embracer Group will absolutely leave gaming altogether. It's
No,
not working.
they've
They'll
got
stay
no
with
fucking
mobile
money.
gaming. They'll stay with mobile gaming. You know, the free-to-play gacha stuff.
Yeah.
That's all they'll do. That's all they'll do. It's just not fucking working from they just gobbled everything up. They had nothing to back it up. It were all promises, and it's a laughing stock.
Well, I think
And
I don't think it's
awful.
I don't think it's strictly Embracer's fault because the Saudis had them on with that money for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, they
And
gave
then
them a
it
lot
was
of
like-
promises, didn't they?
It was like the day, wasn't it like a week before they were due to sign it? The Saudis like pulled out of it. So like,
Yeah, and they bought a football team instead.
yeah, I do feel for people at Embracer, but then conversely, they expanded far too quickly and without the active money in their bank account to do it.
Well, you remember the day you woke up? I'm like, who the fuck's Embracer Group? And then
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. And now it's tumble, 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 tumble. People are getting fucking hurt by it.
It's like a
disgusting.
big depressing game of Kaplunk.
Yeah, it's awful. I just feel sorry for all these individuals at work under that umbrella. Awful.
Yeah.
Bless them. Next.
Referring back to Microsoft's leaks, new Xbox Series X and S consoles were detailed. They'll launch a refreshed version of both the Series X and S next year, according to documentation. The company's mid-gen refresh is stated to arrive in 2024, 4 years before plans for a proper next-gen Xbox console expected in 2028.
Yeah.
The code name, I don't know where you get these names from, Series X codename Brooklyn, will be all digital and sports a new
Looks like a
cylindrical
building.
design
Oh.
set for launch next October. It'll offer 2 terabytes of storage, faster Wi-Fi, and come with Microsoft's new Xbox controller. It'll draw less power, including a front-facing USB-C slot,
Oh, that
and will
sounds
be
boring.
apparently retailing at just under $500.
It will have a shit name as well. It'll be something. It'll be called like the Xbox XX.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
No, Xbox Series XS.
Yeah.
And then,
Is there not one
Pro.
of-
and then you'll get the Series S X.
X, yeah.
Do you want the XS
X
or
Pro,
the XX?
X Pro, and S Mini.
SSX tricky.
They'll just go have a word with Tim Cook and say, "How do you name things?
How do
Oh,
you
right."
do this, Tim?
Yeah. We just put a
And
number
Tim
after
gets
it.
his book out. Tim gets his book out. Right. What did he write before he died? Okay. Confusing names. Right. Let's go.
The Series S is codenamed Elwood.
Elwood's a place, isn't it?
There you go.
Yeah, so is Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if they said, and it's retailing at $150, my ears
I
are
think
perked up.
they're supposed to be keeping the current prices. I
Shite.
don't like the look of the cylindrical Series X, mostly because this is very specific to me, but in my setup, my Xbox is on its side.
I like how you're all
What do you-
pretending you're not going to buy one anyway.
To be honest, I probably will.
Candice laughed then. We're like,
I know. Well, I'm thinking I won't get a Xbox, but I probably will get a updated PS5.
Well, yeah, because you want a smaller one. You want to get some square footage back in your living room.
It does get ever so hot in there as well.
He's recording inside the PS5 at the moment.
That's what
tell
that
you
blue
what, though,
light is.
it is
Yeah.
absolutely grotesque. Look at that PS5. Still deadly silent. Still deadly silent, man. Doesn't make a whisper.
Yeah. So-
Mine's silent if I'm playing not on a disc. If I'm playing something from a disc, it's really fucking loud.
Really?
I think
It's
I've
kicking
got
off.
I think might be because I've got it on its side, but I think it's the disc drive on mine's always been loud.
Oh, right. Mine's absolutely silent. I mean, it's like Quasimodo from Hunchback of Notre Dame. Yes, look at him. Grotesque. Amazing acrobat.
And great with bells.
Well, yeah, unparalleled. Next.
Fortnite is refunding people who bought skins with a huge $245 million settlement. Epic Games has agreed to pay out compensation, with 37 million people expected to claim part of the large sum.
In America.
The developer found itself in hot water of late after being accused of tricking people into making purchases on the game. There are several in-game purchases gamers can make, such as character skins. They were accused of violating the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act and agreed in December 2022 to pay the multi-million-dollar settlement as a consequence of a total $520 million. The game was also accused of using manipulative online practices called dark patterns to trick millions of players into all ages making unwanted purchases.
Oh well, Fortnite. That's nothing to them, though. They make about 500 million in about 3 days.
I mean, the thing is, right, and I'm not defending Fortnite, but I kind of am now. My son's played it ever since it's come out, the Battle Royale one, and I get him skins occasionally, and he's got that Fortnite club where he gets free skins every month, like a battle pass.
Yeah.
It's only a tenner. There is no loot boxes whatsoever in that game. There's nothing hidden. No. So I don't understand how you can say a child's done these unwanted purchases. My son can't purchase them without me.
I think it's not so much that it's children doing it. I think that the problem is it's the manipulative marketing practices and the way it advertises.
The manipulative marketing is when they're all watching these influencers and saying, "This is the best skin. Look at the skin. Look at the skin." That's what should be illegal. Not. I mean, they're doing it right, because do you know what's in vogue currently on Fortnite? This is the mad thing about it. You know, the original, just that blonde guy, the default skin.
Yeah.
He is now the most popular skin at the moment because everyone's like, yes, this is retro. Kids saying that.
Oh, that makes me feel so fucking old.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly,
your question
mate.
is answered here. It just says here the company also made it easy for children to rack up charges without parental consent and locked the accounts of consumers who disputed unauthorized charges with their credit card companies.
Only do that if you haven't got passwords. That's bad parenting.
Yeah.
That's how I say it. Again, I'm not sticking up for these mega
I was going to say, was that Oodles taking the side of the multi-billion-dollar corporation?
Fuck 'em. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like, I think some parents are thick and they don't deserve credit cards. They don't deserve credit cards. Or children. Next.
Sea of Thieves is adding a private single crew servers in December, plus a 24-hour guild in October.
24-player guild, not 24-hour guild. The game's already open 24 hours.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can play that game.
Yeah, why not?
I
don't like it. That's why not.
That's great. I mean, people have been asking for private servers for Sea of Thieves for a long time.
What do you mean by private server? So no one can come and get you?
So you can still play multiplayer. So you can still play with your friends.
Nobody can come and get you.
Yeah, you can't get griefed because it's a lobby for you and your friends.
Mate, we played that game for like 4 hours. We didn't see another person at all.
Yeah, but I mean, I've played it.
Saying that, I was in the brig for a long time of that, weren't I?
But like,
for an awful long time.
Like I've played it a few times. I've been griefed by other players, but it's a pirate game. I think that whole kind of meme from TCGS with Sean Bells, it's not called Sea of Friends. It kind of applies.
He was very upset about that, wasn't he?
But it's not Sea of Friends, is it? It's, we are all thieves and pirates.
But and then again, the best content in the game anyway is the Tall Tales, which are private servers anyway. So
there you go. But it's a free optional way to play it. Yeah. You can't argue with it. You can't argue.
And it's on Game Pass. You don't really have to pay anything for it.
That's it, guys. That's it. Next.
Metal Gear Solid will be locked to 30 frames per second in the Master Collection. Konami has unveiled new information about the expected resolution and frame rates of the 3 games in its up-and-coming Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. Fans aren't happy with what they're seeing, particularly regarding Metal Gear Solid being locked to 30 frames across all consoles.
Baffling. The fact that it was 60 frames per second on the 3DS is baffling. It's baffling.
What? The original Metal Gear Solid was never on the 3DS.
Snake Eater.
No, it's talking about just the original Metal Gear Solid, the PS1 game.
Just the first one?
Yeah, the one that ran at fucking 22 frames a second in the UK.
Oh, 30 frames is a better one anyway, because we used to have
22 frames.
60 hertz, didn't we, or whatever?
Yeah. We got it in 22 to 24 frames a second in PAL.
Yeah. So it's going to be better for us anyway.
Yeah. It's also, and like...
Go Konami.
Like, it's not a... They've already said that it's not a remaster, which is fine.
It's just a port.
It's just a port, but also, it's a PS1 game. Like...
I know.
Metal Gear Solid is great, but it has not aged well at all. It has got one of the weirdest weirdest kind of texture warping of any PS1 game I've ever seen.
And nobody's got eyes. And there's must be, 2 hours of gameplay in that first one?
Yeah.
Not a very long game.
Whereas
it's a film.
Yeah, whereas Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 are 60 frames a second across everything, except the Switch.
Absolutely. And let me cordially invite the new challenger, Stig, the man that is usually down at Wimbledon at half-time when it's raining, entertaining the crowd. He's here, look. Welcome. Better late than never.
Congratulations and celebrations. I'm finally here to get on the pod.
Can't miss a trick, this
Congratulations.
kid. Not raining here. Right, next, Biggie. Stig's it.
Not sure how I feel about this. Tom Clancy's The Division 3 is in the works at Massive Entertainment, but they just kind of announced it without any fanfare or anything. So I'm really not getting a lot of hope for that, to be honest. But
possibly suggest that it might have only just recently started, considering they've got this ridiculous Star Wars game that they're working on.
Yes, which is going to play a part. It's going to. Everyone's saying that the controls, you know, that it looks like GTA, doesn't it? But Star Wars. Yeah. Everyone's saying the controls are basically the Division, and that's making me like, oh, because I like the ducking system and the cover system on the Division.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It's like snappy, isn't it? You snap into cover. Love it.
Yeah, it might be early days, but yeah, it's just the
mate. After Division 2, mate, I'll let them fucking take 4 years. I love Division 2 so much. So much. Maybe I'll play it with you one day, mate. I've just played it all on my own.
It's great, mate. Really cool. Moving on. Onimusha is coming, the first ever anime adaptation of the iconic Capcom video game series from Takashi Miike from Audition, and Shinya Sugai premieres November the 2nd.
Is it
nice?
Samanosuke? Is it proper Samanosuke or is it brand new?
Didn't say, that's all I got for it.
You'd think it'd be Samanosuke, wouldn't you?
Hang on.
You'd think so.
I think it might actually be Samanosuke.
You'd think so.
Toshiro Mifune.
Oh.
Netflix has shared the first trailer for the Onimusha anime. Biggest surprise trailer offer, aside from the reveal of the series' very existence, was the appearance of the anime's protagonist, Miyamoto Musashi. Yep. Model after likeness of late Japanese screen legend Toshiro Mifune, who died in 1997.
That's badass. So they're just making their own law. I'm up for this.
Yeah.
I don't need a retelling it game.
No, Onimusha will follow Musashi's journey as a legendary swordsman strategist who's sent on a covert mission to deliver a mystical artifact known as the Oni Gauntlet across a country plagued by poverty and political strife. The trailer is light on details, but heavy on fast, frenzied action accompanied by a wild rock and roll soundtrack.
This is going to be badass. It's going to be fucking badass.
That's the kind of anime I like.
Yeah, the show.
Yes, mate.
The show will feature character designs by the late Kim Young-ji, a prolific Korean illustrator who died in 2022.
Oh, wow.
So, prior to his death, Kim had worked on several variant covers for Marvel's Civil War II and anniversary illustrations for League of Legends, as well as unannounced collaboration with Akira creator Katsuhiro Otomo.
So this is fucking prestige fucking anime, this, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, have you not seen the trailer for Oodles? It looks banging. Like
no. I didn't know it was coming out.
Look it up. The animation style is beautiful.
I wonder if Jean Reno's going to turn up.
Oh, I hope so.
Fucking hope not.
He's not being busy and late, is he? Jesus.
Well, that game that he's in when the swap timelines, it's a good. Onimusha 3's good. I liked it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Was it like Onimusha Lost in Paris or something?
I didn't like it.
One night
to
in
be
Paris.
fair, I only liked the first game.
Second one's best one out of all of them.
I can get on with it.
Yeah.
I love them all. I even liked Dawn of the Dawn Warrior, whatever it was called, that spin-off one on PS3. Love Onimusha. Remember when they were touting that Onimusha Dino Crisis crossover?
Yeah.
And I was just laid in bed smiling happily, thinking it's going to happen. Never happened.
Yeah, then we had to do a welfare check on you when you found out it didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm just really fucking sad. Oh, God, bring Dino Crisis back as well. Come on. Ugh.
Seriously.
Yes,
Why is there no Dino Crisis?
Why is there no
remake?
Dino Crisis? Come on. Ugh. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that anime. That'd be brilliant. If it's anything to go by with like Netflix's Castlevania and shit, bring it on.
Why is it Netflix's best stuff at the minute is their random anime collaborations?
Yeah.
Because they're clearly not writing it. they're just putting it out. Has nothing
Games
to do with
as
them.
well.
Yeah.
The Cyberpunk one was really good.
Really good, yeah.
Better than the game. I'm
Awesome.
watching the trailer now. It's stunning. Like, this animation's incredible.
I daren't because it'll probably break my laptop if I'm doing two things at once. But yeah, bang up for that. Next.
World of Film and TV. Japan TV Network will acquire Totoro creator Studio Ghibli as animation studio prepares for its future.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, I think that's a good thing.
I hope it doesn't. That won't mean it might come off Netflix though.
I think-
No, because Nippon TV isn't like a worldwide thing, I don't think so.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they're not going to stop the most popular streaming platform have their stuff internationally. They're not stupid.
Yeah. But it also means that they might produce some TV shows. I've heard that talked about. But
That's nice.
ultimately, they've signed off on this, so they're happy. If they're happy, then I'm happy.
And Stig is the authority.
If Suzuki and Miyazaki are happy with where it's been signed over to and where the future's going
You
with
know
it,
it's legit.
yeah, I don't see them being, especially Miyazaki, he doesn't seem like the kind of person who's just going to sell it for a final payday at his age. Like, it's not
He
his
don't even need the
style.
money, does he? He's a rich man
No.
already.
Do you see that clip of him, like we're speaking to those AI creators?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
because I sent that
Oh,
one to you.
yeah.
It's great. It's Miyazaki seems like a lovely old granddad that you don't want to piss off.
Yeah,
This is great.
I reckon he could roundhouse you.
Probably.
I mean, that's got to be any Japanese granddad. Surely they don't. I bet they don't take any shit.
Roundhouse his son.
There's a great what Stig's talking about. There's a great video going around TikTok where these young lads from an animation studio like present to Miyazaki this programmatically generated animation where they just kind of like put a little bit of data in and tell the computer to like teach this thing how to walk, and it looks like some fucking horror out of The Grudge, but crap. Just kind of
He's
like
not having none of it.
ambling on the floor. And Miyazaki, he's watching it quietly, and then he just turns to them and he says something along the lines of, "This is an abomination. Never bring anything like this to me ever again." And he says it
Take
like
these men outside and shoot them.
calmly and quietly, and the camera pans over to one of the young lads going, and he looks like he's been shot through the heart because he's upset Miyazaki.
Well, don't. He's an
Don't,
international
frankly,
treasure.
yeah.
Excellent. Bring it on. Next.
Guillermo del Toro nearly directed a Star Wars film written by David Goyer. According to David Goyer, who appeared on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, he wrote a script for a film set in that galaxy far, far away. I wrote an unproduced Star Wars movie that Guillermo was going to direct. It was about 4 years ago. He couldn't be drawn into the script's focus, only adding that it was a cool script, but Del Toro appeared to confirm via social media that it would have seen him finally tackle a Jabba the Hutt story. I wrote an unproduced Star Wars movie. Sorry, that's repeated for some reason. This is not real. This is me as a fat geek just geeking out and talking about it. He told Yahoo Movies back in 2015. I would do the sort of Godfather saga about what happened with Jabba the Hutt to go through to gain control.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. And you're,
Putting the heads of banthas in people's beds and whatnot.
I love Guillermo del Toro as much as the next person. I don't want him to do Star Wars. I like his character pieces, his studies, his whimsy. I like him when he's got to spend time with puppets. He likes puppets.
I do like the second part of that quote that Biggie didn't read out there. He says, I would like to do the sort of Godfather song. He says, one, because the character that looks the most like me, and I like him. And I love the idea of a Hut-type mafia, a very complex coup. I just love the character.
Del Toro is a cute guy.
Oh, he's adorable.
Cute.
They could do something like that for Star Wars Visions. They could do an anime.
Visions, yeah, you can do it.
They could do
Visions is so good.
They could do a puppet, couldn't he, like thing and the Huts, because that's kind of what Visions is a. Imagine if we did this in Star Wars, but it was like
Concept.
This. Yeah, rather than
I love
everything
Visions
else we
so
do
much.
live action.
That Ronin one, that Jedi Ronin one, where it's all set in like a Japanese planet, is fucking incredible. And it's 20 minutes long. It's the fucking greatest thing ever. Loved it. But yeah, Del Toro, just continue creating these whimsical, fantastical, dark fantasy films instead. Yeah. Next.
Invincible's Robert Kirkman thinks 7 to 8 seasons might be enough to adapt the entire comic. In a recent interview with Polygon, Kirkman, the creator of comics like Walking Dead, Invincible, discussed his ideal plans for future seasons of Amazon Prime's animated series, saying about 8 to 7 seasons should be enough. I'll be up for that.
Right? Yeah.
The
Just waiting long
trajectory
enough
that
for
it's
the
on
last
now.
seasons come out.
Trajectory that it's on now, yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely makes
Keep
sense.
it interesting. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a great show. It's a great show. And Omni-Man's becoming very, very popular. For the wrong
Lots of
reasons.
memes.
He's such a daddy, isn't he? Next.
Not a very good one.
Disney
No,
Legacy
it's not.
animated film. What?
Stig went, not a very good one.
He's not a very good dad.
No, he's a bad dad.
Disney Legacy animated film collection is available for pre-order. It has 100 films and 18 discs of bonus features with Christie Mickey ears as well. Just the icing on the cake.
With
You getting that
crystal
stick?
Mickey
Also
ears,
includes-
not crystal
Christine?
Mickey ears, not Christine Mickey ears.
I thought it's a crystal.
You said Christine.
You said Christine. I was about to say, who the fuck is Christine Mickey?
Why have you got
Christine
two
Mickey.
ears?
Christine Mickey's Mickey Mouse's mum.
And Dave Mickey is his dad.
Christine Mouse, that's the name.
But this box set, which ranges from Snow White to Seven Dwarfs, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs to Elemental, it will cost you $1,500.
Stig will buy that.
I already have nearly all of them anyway. I've basically started collecting all the Disney's and Pixar's on Blu-ray before
You fucking
Disney
got
Plus,
to, mate, because they take them down.
before
quicker
Disney
than you
Plus
can-
even became a thing, and the Avengers, and I haven't bought a single one since on Blu-ray since it was all on Disney Plus.
Oh, damn.
So
Yeah.
I used to, if it was like really cheap in CX, oh, it's £4. Add it to the collection. I think I'm up to Ralph Breaks the Internet, maybe somewhere around there, and then I haven't
I like that
got
film.
anything. No, I didn't. And yeah, it's end of Phase 3. Haven't bought a single Phase 4 on Marvel.
I wonder
so-
why.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm trying to look now back at it, but yeah, I'd already done all that. Like, started years and years ago.
Stig's
because
own Disney Vault.
Well, Disney used to do if you had bought a Blu-ray, you'd got a code
Everything,
to
didn't you?
buy.
Digital.
Yeah, but you also got a code to buy some from their online shop.
Oh, did you?
So I managed to get about 15 of them for free. Just through there.
Oh, right. Makes sense.
Yeah,
then,
for the
yeah,
shop.
yeah.
But I even
Love that.
have the wartime ones that you can't get on Blu-ray. I've got them on DVD. Made Blu-ray cases for them, put them in Blu-ray cases, so they're all like
Nice.
in a row. But then the fuckers have then gone, you know, the little where it says the number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went and changed the number, so now they don't look the same.
Oh, I don't
Fuck's
like
sake, Walt.
OCD kicking in.
Don't put a numeric system and then change the fucking number.
Yeah,
How
that's
it
fucking
looks.
annoying.
It's like when you get a box set and it's all the same. And the last season they flip like where the certificate is like 15 or 18, and it was all at the bottom in a row, and then all of a sudden the last one's at the top.
Yeah.
And you look at it, you're like, fucking wankers. Anyway, yeah,
Dickheads.
I've already got them all. So if you want them, just come to my house.
Stig's just give an open invitation to anyone listening. Go to his house anytime. It's like a library. You're walking. He won't even see you. His house is that big. Just walk in, pick one off the shelf. Please just take one at a time and bring it back.
Greet the butler.
Bring it back, because some people don't bring it back, and then you forget who's got it, and you're like, fuck, right, I'm going to have to buy it again now.
Oh, no.
Someone
Next.
has my Thor Ragnarok. No idea who.
Oh.
Yeah.
Next.
Keanu Reeves wanted John Wick to be definitively killed at the end of John Wick Chapter 4. John Wick 5 is very much in early development, but he wanted the beloved hitman to actually be sure dead at the end of John Wick.
You know, he can say
yeah.
no to
I was
films.
going to say, he doesn't have to be in it. Maybe it's like
No.
Wick from the dead.
Isn't he stupid rich anyway? He doesn't need to do these films
Can
at
I,
all.
can we talk about the end of that? The spoiler? Is anyone
I
who
don't know.
has,
I ain't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I have no intention to. So
are you asked, Toodles? Or do you want to watch it first?
I think I do want to watch it. I saw the first three. Yeah, don't say it. Don't. I'll get round to it. Is it on Netflix yet?
No.
On Prime, innit?
yeah, it's
Is it Netflix?
rental
One
on
of them.
Prime. It's not free on Prime.
You can
Oh.
bollocks.
Okay,
Next.
never mind.
Sicario 3 could still happen with a script ready to be continued after the strikes. I think one thing with the strikes and that going on, I guess there's a lot of stuff being prepared, ready for when hopefully things get agreed and move on. And we'll have a lot of
Yeah,
stuff
but
to look
after
forward to.
Sicario 2, mate, I don't think I want a third one.
It's a shame because the first
I like
Sicario
two.
was so fucking good.
The
I've never
first one's so good.
Never bothered
First
with
one's
the
good. I
second.
like 2 as well.
Two's shite in comparison.
It's not Denny Villeneuve, the second one, is it? No.
Exactly,
No,
you can fucking
wasn't,
tell.
Didn't need a second one. I just didn't see the points. I never bothered watching
No.
it.
First one's
I agree, but I
incredible,
like both.
stupid tense, just brilliant, fantastic, and great panoramic shots. The dark scene and it's
Oh,
all
the
dark.
night vision scene, so good.
Yeah, brilliant. And then the sequel, I watched. I was like, "What is this? It's like a straight to DVD fucking film." Crap.
I disagree.
Candy's in.
Speaking my language.
It's better than Blood Fat Lake, mate.
I doubt that.
No,
Everything
it is. It's like a 7 out of 10. But
Yeah,
Sicario is
Blood
like a
Fat
10 out of
Lake's
10.
Like
Maybe-
8, 9?
Maybe it's something we should put to Jack of the Sequelizers to sort out Sicario 2.
Yeah. Hit him up. I'd like it fixed, please. Absolutely. Sequelize the shit out of that because the second one's so bad. Next.
According to Culture Crave, a little statistic for you: only 37% of US viewers finished The Rings of Power.
Idiots.
Bit random that.
Good.
We finished
Oh,
it because
great
we
show,
did a
not to finish.
podcast on it.
I don't get the hate.
Me neither.
I'm so blown away by how much people seem to
Stig,
hate it.
There was too many people of colour in it and too many women in it.
I
genuinely
can't
actually
have
saw someone
powerful
today
women.
complaining about Galadriel being a girl boss. So I was like, well, she's always kind of been like that. And so I went, well, I've never read the book, so I've only got the film to base it off. And I
Oh,
was like,
shut up.
Yeah, you see her at the end of her fucking life.
yeah.
You're telling me a 4,000-year-old elf has not got an absolute boss.
But it annoys me that people think that the character should be the same for 4,000 years.
No,
I'm not the same
not at
person I
all.
was 5 years ago. Like, never
Mate,
mind,
I went the
4,000
same
years
last
ago.
week.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, people change all the time. And to think that, yes, she could have gone from this character and she completed what she wanted to do, and now she's kind of winding her life
It's
down.
also a
in-
character that's gone
the
through
Lord of the Rings
5
terms.
cataclysmic events.
It
In the
does things
world.
to a person, doesn't it?
It will fuck you up.
She
killed 2 Dark Lords, for God's sake.
Apocalypses.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fine. I don't have a problem with people saying, no, I just didn't really like it. But some of the complaints
brill.
I see, and I'm just like, and then one of the one was like, oh, women these days, they tried to make them like men. What? Like, just, because, so basically a woman being strong or like standing on her own 2 feet is just a man.
If you Google
my
muscle
favorite-
mummies,
Yeah.
I
Muscle
didn't go,
mummies.
I like
Enjoy that.
Sarah Connor, Sarah Connor or Ripley. And I was like, well, they were kind of doing that same thing.
or
They're just
Queen
great characters. They're just great
Elizabeth
characters.
I.
No, but yeah, just
I fucking loved all the complaints about like Disa, like the idea of there being dwarven women involved who had the ear of their husbands, but were black as well. No.
Whoa! Black dwarfs, what you gonna do? Fucking hell, man. It makes you sick, though, doesn't it? It's like, why the fuck are you...
She was like Loki,
Why
the best
you
character
asked?
in the full fucking thing.
She was amazing. And she had a
That's the
beard like
problem.
they're supposed to do.
No, but she didn't have a full beard, which is what they were complaining about. Because everyone's like,
She had wisps, didn't she?
Well, Gimli said that it's the beard. You can't tell the difference. Again, 4,000 years later, fashion
Different
changes.
woman.
Fashion changes.
And
The women might have grown the beards out.
Yeah.
And also, that
Who
was
gives a
Aragorn
fuck?
making a joke to make
Yeah,
everyone
he was
take
making
it
a
and
joke.
laugh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just... Stop.
I just
you can't
hate
compare
people.
and the way characters are and the way a world is to those films. Because
I've noticed
there's such
one
a
way
gap
to get this
between them all.
to get us irate is for people to badmouth Lord of the Rings.
I think it's for people to badmouth Lord of the Rings in a
way.
stupid way, bad faith way. That's what I was looking for.
just
Because
fucking pricks, mate.
like Sticks says, you watch and think, oh, I thought it was a bit crap, so I didn't continue with it. Fine, whatever. You didn't like it. But when they're kicking off about the fact that Galadriel's climbing up an ice wall with knives in her hands, it's like, yeah, she was a fucking warrior. Read the bastard
And an
books.
elf.
Legolas does all that kind of stuff in the films, and you don't say shit about it. He practically prances up that elephant.
Yeah.
He's walking
Yeah.
when they're all on the hills. He's gliding across the snow.
It only counts as one.
The elephants that weren't in the book.
Yeah.
Don't matter
Yeah.
that.
No, it doesn't matter. He was a guy doing it. Look, women, you
At least
got your
the elephants
token
had
moment.
beards.
You get your token moment when she kills the the head of the liches.
Oh, the Witch King of Angmar, which
Yeah.
isn't in the book. Ah! Oh my God.
No man can kill me. Well, I am no man. There you go. You got your moment of feminism. Be happy with it.
Next, before we turn this into a Lord of the Rings.
Take that clip out of context so much.
Look at now. Oh, they wind me up so much.
I hate people.
Something that might make you happy. A new study shows that 95% of NFTs values have dropped to $0. More than 23 million people's investments are now worthless.
So I just do need to point out that we didn't need a study to know that they were always worthless.
Yeah.
I sold mine. Remember when I got
someone to officially say, yeah, they're not worth anything.
Remember when I got gifted one and I sold it?
Yeah, Crypto Kenny was born.
Yeah.
Still sold at a loss, though. I mean, you got it gifted, but I think...
I got it gifted, but it was really low, only like £17. And then I lost all that cryptocurrency.
People were paying millions for a fucking picture.
Well,
Yeah.
it was something like 2.8 billion in monthly trading volume for them,
It's like
which is
JPEGs, man.
ridiculous.
Trading what, though? What value is it? It's like
It's
trading...
no value. They're just trading a receipt for a JPEG. That's all they're trading.
Come on, Stig, they were being anarchists.
Like,
That
it
was
is-
the system.
I know trading cards, you can... If you sell it for real cash, you can kind of get some out of it.
But
But
that's
that is the
in your
equivalent
hand.
of... Yeah, but that's the equivalent of saying, I've given this trading card for that trading card for that trading card and never actually selling them. There is no value in that. They're just pieces of card in the end. If you don't sell them, the value is there is no value in them.
But
And that's exactly what it was.
With NFTs though, because it's all digital art, it's all digital quote unquote art. It's not some of it's just AI art. But it's basically like you taking, I don't know, a valuable Magic the Gathering card, photocopying it and holding it up and going, "This is my receipt to say that I own this." Because that's all.
But aren't
it
they
is.
valuable because they're finite?
No, but not the photocopy.
No, the photocopy's not. Is it photo?
Because you can
I'm
photocopy
saying-
it. As in with an NFT, you can right click and save as.
Absolutely.
It's a picture, and that's the problem with NFTs. And we've been through
People were putting them as the Twitter profile pictures, weren't they?
yeah, and everyone was just right click download. I downloaded your pro. There was a fucking great lad on Twitter who kicked off it because like he was like going on about how NFTs are so great, and someone says someone then like right clicked and saved his Bored Ape profile picture and says, "Hey, I've got your picture." He says, "I'm going to sue you. I own that. This is theft." He's like tagging the FBI in it to investigate this person.
And the FBI are saying it's a non-regulated currency platform, so we can't get involved.
Oh,
Or
man,
they jumped
There's
on
no
it
statute for
immediately,
this?
dropped everything else.
It was so great when fucking reality hit those idiots in the face that, like, I think Logan Paul bought one, that idiot, for like something
He's like NFT, isn't he? I didn't know he were real.
He bought one for something like 650 grand, and it was like last valued at worth like $5.
I thought he was AI in. I didn't know he were even real.
He's not a serious person. The rest of the article says of the 73,000 NFT collections we identified on the blockchain, an eye-watering 69,000 of them have a market cap of 0.
Nice.
So they're worth fuck all.
Goodbye. We barely knew ye.
Tell you what, you can buy though, and you'll have it for life, a tattoo.
Yep.
And then that's yours.
Or a
And also
Modern
come to
Escapism
me.
t-shirt on our Redbubble.
Yes.
Yeah, that will belong to you.
This tattoo is mine. This tattoo is like whatever that rifle speech is. I don't know it. Move on. What is it? This rifle is mine. Right. What is it?
Candy, can I make my tattoo non-fungible?
No.
No, because you can remove your arm and sell your arm.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. I want to make it non-fungible.
Okay. We'll get into that later on.
Yeah. Give us a blockchain, Candy.
Okay.
She is a fucking blockchain.
I am a blockchain.
Next.
Sure.
Over to the Weird World Web. 2 construction workers have been arrested for smashing through the Great Wall of China. China's most significant historic defence against invading forces has been breached by 2 workers looking for an easy shortcut.
Isn't that the plot to that Matt Damon film?
Yes.
Where Matt Damon's the last man in China, or he's a Chinese Matt Damon, or whatever. And he's stopping demons getting into China. That's a real film as well. I'm not making that up. That exists.
No, I know. I know there's a Matt Damon
White
film
Saviour film with Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone remembers The Last Samurai. No one remembers the Matt
The
Damon
Great
film.
Wall.
That's it.
Is that what the Great Wall? But there's demons in Mongolia. Like, don't let the Mongolians in the demons.
No, they just
Matt
got
Damon's
2
here to save us,
construction
though. Fucking what construction workers are like? What's this wall? This can't be Great Wall of China. This knock through it, lads. Ding ding ding. Come on, lads.
Imagine looking at the Great Wall of China and going, "Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm not going down that. Let's just go through here."
Yeah, let's go through it. Mate, most of the Great Wall of China you can step over. It's not that tall. Some bits, is it? It goes all the way it goes really low down to the ground and back up again.
But why would you do that? Because if you got caught, you know what the Chinese government and
They
authorities
will
like.
kill you.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this Great Wall film. The amount of non-Chinese people in this film is ridiculous.
Oodles, I've just put the link to the news story in the chat. Have a look at it, because have a look at the fucking picture, because it's fucking mental.
Oh shit, they have as well.
Like it's not like they've broken like a little bit of it. They've built a fucking dirt road.
They put a road through
the
it.
fucking wall. The Great Wall
Where
of
we're
China.
going, we will need roads. Fucking hell. What, the
That's
demons
right,
are going to get
look
into
how-
China now?
You look right
Fuck,
about
That
the size of
section
the
is
wall,
thought
though.
to
Look at
have
that.
been
It's tiny.
could have been constructed as much as 2,000 years ago. And they've just busted through it.
with the fucking JCB.
I went onto Great Wall of China years and years ago when I was travelling, and I went onto, the popular bits that you see with the towers on either side.
Yeah.
And 5 million people on the same bit of wall that you're on. And I'm telling you now, I could have pushed them bricks down myself. It's so old. all the like mortar and stuff is just chipped away. People try and steal them, and they will get shot.
Do you know
It's
how long
such
it would take you to walk it?
I think someone did it, didn't it? It took them 2 weeks.
18 months.
What?
So it says here.
I'm sure someone did it in 2 weeks.
No,
I'm
it's
sure it was a
thousands of miles
documentary on
long.
it.
It's 5,000 miles long.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. They might have gone. They might have followed it in a car. Actually, I might be wrong.
I was gonna say,
They used a shortcut. That's what they did.
fucking hell, 18
Put that
months.
road through it.
Hey, I've walked across Hadrian's Wall. That'll do.
And let me just get this out there: you cannot see the Great Wall of China from space. That's a myth.
Of course you can.
That's a myth.
That's
Is that
right.
the news?
Yes, sir.
Brilliant. Right, we're going to go into the main chunk of the podcast. No longer called the Nexus, guys. This is just the show.
Ooh.
I'm going to start. I've been reading a book, as Gadget calls them, books.
Why does everyone just point out the way I say book?
Book. Book.
Everyone else just says book.
Book. Book. I've been reading
Fucking
a book.
Yorkshire.
I can't.
Even I can say it right.
I've been reading a book. I finished a book. It's a book. It's called Empire of the Vampires by J. Christoph. Can you guess what it's about?
A self-help, meaningful life book about recovering from alcoholism.
Nope. It's a dark fantasy vampire. Really, really high fantasy, dark fantasy vampire book. I'll give you the blurb. So it's been 27 long years since the last sunrise in this world. Ever since, vampires have waged war against humanity, building their eternal empire, even as they tear down our own. Gabriel de Leon, half man, half monster, and last remaining Silver Saint. He's a sworn brother of the Holy Silver Order, dedicated to defending the realm from the creatures of the night. So you get what I'm saying. He's all that stands. Go on, sorry.
You're basically reading The Witcher.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. It doesn't look like Geralt, though. It's all that stands between the world and its end. The story's quite clever. So he's imprisoned by the very monsters that he's vowed to destroy from the get-go. And Gabriel is forced to tell his story to a vampire. Not too unlike Interview with a Vampire, but this time he's imprisoned. And it's a story, it's a legendary battles and forbidden love and faith lost, friendships won, and the War of the Blood, which is a famous war in this world, and the Forever King, like a vampire. And the quest for humanity's last remaining hope. Can you guess what the last remaining hope would be, guys? The Holy Grail.
Oh, of course it is.
That's right. The Holy Grail. So you think, oh, that's a very verbose fantasy thing. Candy, it's very sexy.
Oh, right. Tell me more.
Now, trigger warning, guys. Trigger warning. Not so far into the book, there is a vampire blowjob scene in which there's lots of blood.
Oh.
Ooh.
This
Put those
is
teeth away.
This is really, really, really adult. This is a really adult. Imagine Sapkowski's Witcher with titties. More titties than that's got, because that's got titties, but more titties and blood and vampires. Do you know what? It's a really, really, I think it's like 720 pages. It's a big old book. But fuck me, I just devoured it. Pun intended. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It's just, it's one of them that's a great world builder, and because of the narrative style where someone like Louis is in Interview with a Vampire, he's narrating the whole thing, so you don't have to guess what's happening because he's explaining it to this vampire that doesn't know his side, and he's a half human, half vampire. That's not a plot twist or anything like that. That's just what he is. And I don't know. I just think it's a couple of years old. I just think it's really clever. There's a sequel to it that I'm going to start as well. And it's just nice. And, you know, like, you read a lot of fantasy books, don't you, Stig?
Yeah, I was just looking at this, actually. The sequel's not out till next year.
Is it next year?
Unfortunately, yeah.
But
yeah, I read, but not like this.
Do you know when... It's forget the vampire bit. It's just a fantasy. There's monsters and stuff in it. But do you know when, for me, a fantasy novel is only as good as its author can describe the world and explain the world. If you can't get into that, I think you're lost. I've put a few fantasy books down because I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this? But this is really straightforward, really simple, really easy to read, and I absolutely adored it. And I barely played any games this week because I've been reading it, and that's a solid recommendation. So if I'm getting prized away from fucking games, I think I bought it for £1.49 on Kindle. Really, really, really good. If you're into that kind of thing, and Candy, it's really sexy, mate.
I'm just getting reminders of True Blood, and I liked that had blood and titties
it's ye
as well.
Old True Blood. Ye old True Blood. Do you know what I mean?
That's ridiculous.
Honestly, you sold it.
It's just really good. I want you to read it so you can talk to me about it.
I will.
What you think about it. I think it's sensational. Again, it's not a horror. It's not scary. It's as if this is just the norm. This is their world. It's just really fucking good. And J. Christoph is shot up there. Was one of my new favourites now. It's just brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. I recommend it to anyone. That's me. I've done nothing else but do that this week. Nothing else. Yeah, I just
You mean
loved it.
hyper-focused?
720 pages is not a small book, is it?
Fair enough.
It's not a small
Fucking
book.
6 months to read that.
Just fucking smashed it, mate. But yeah, really good. Stig, you've been doing, pal?
Films. Watching films.
Watching the films.
Watching films. I actually got my first ever screener this week.
Ooh.
Yeah, boy.
It even had my name on it, everything. I was watching it, it flashed up with my name on the screen, so I can't pirate it, which I wouldn't do anyway, but, that's why they do it.
I've watched loads of screeners that has random people's names at the beginning.
How'd you get a screener?
You apply.
No, the director.
Or you become an
cool.
influencer.
No, it's Craig that came on our podcast.
Craig to it.
Yeah, so he's
Not Martin Scorsese.
No. It's Craig Tui. It's his directorial debut, like feature-length film. It's called Unloved Ones at the moment. Title is not. Apparently, he's not decided whether that's going to be the title or not because it's not coming out for a while. But he's
Okay.
He wanted me to give it a watch and give him an honest review. It's about a businessman. He's kind of living out in the sticks in the middle of nowhere in his big fancy house. And his teenage daughter, who he kind of doesn't get on with really these days. She turns up for her 16th birthday, spend the weekend with him. She's kind of embittered and kind of reluctantly visiting him. She kind of doesn't really want to be there, and his kind of way of showing his love is just buy her the latest watch. Do you know what I mean? He's not really part of her life, per se. Like, he's more bothered about kind of shagging young women the same age. Well, not the same age as her, but young 20-odd-year-old women and that, rather than participating in his daughter's life. But she's round for the weekend, and while she's there, 2 uninvited guests turn up, and it becomes a home invasion film.
All right.
Where he is taken hostage, the daughter's taken hostage, and they're kind of put through a series of acts, specifically him. Embarrassing, brutal, kind of, awful things he's put through. And I thought it was really good for a first-time director. Is
it similar to that plot of that Keanu Reeves film?
Oh, God, no. Nothing like that. No, this is like proper tense, gripping and brutal. Like really brutal. So you've got these 2 characters. One's called Comedy and Tragedy, and they have like there's some thing going on there. Yeah, and
Colour me intrigued.
He's done really well, a really good job. Like there's a lot of good. It's really well shot, and there's some really good like kind of drone shots from it that he's used. And like I say, it's really brutal. It stars Jamie Winston, Ray Winston's daughter, as like she's one of the
from the Zombie Big Brother film.
Yeah. So she is like one of the home invaders, and she's brilliant. Like she's really convincing as like proper unhinged psycho. She's the best thing in it. Like, she's really, really good. If I was just being critical, some of the dialogue and delivery is a bit patchy in places, and I was slightly unconvinced by one of the motivations of a certain character at one point. But I've talked to him about this, and he's told me kind of what he was going for, and I get
Start
it.
Screaming at you.
No, actually, no. He's just said to me, like,
What do you know?
To me, be as honest as you want. Like, I'm not going to be able to get better if I send this to friends and they all kiss my ass over it. Just tell me tell me, did you like it or didn't you like it? If you hated it, tell me you hated it. Like, I'd rather be honest, but I didn't hate it. There was a few things that I thought could have been better, but in the long run, I think he's put himself out in this film. Like, he's told me about personal things going on in his life before, and I can see part of his life in this film. Like, it's very much a personal film, an outpouring of grief and some of the stuff that he's gone through. So watching it from that perspective, I kind of have a different view of the film. I mean, if you don't know all that, you might view it as just kind of this home invasion film where, this kind of brutal shit happens to this
But it's
man
not just skin deep like that.
No, there's a lot going on in there. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a good film. It's about a 3 out of 5, I'd say.
Yep.
like I said, I think there could have been a few things that were better. One of the characters I didn't think was very good at all.
Should have got you in.
It was filmed during COVID because they got everything together to film it, and then COVID hit.
Oh,
so it's like it was filmed over COVID restrictions. So it was either film it or lose it. So some of the actors were changed at the last minute and things like that. So he kind of had to go with that with some of it. But I'm very proud of him and he should be proud of himself, really. So.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know when that film's coming out. It's been kind of screened for a few smaller festivals.
And it could be a different name anyway.
It could be a different name. It's sometime next year, I believe. There's still a lot of stuff that needs to be kind of done with it. But it's got a really cool song on the end credits that just fits the tone of the film really well. It isn't like a sad song, an awful song. It's more like upbeat, but it kind of just fits the tone. I don't know how to say it really, but that was one thing I really liked about it was the music, the use of music and sound, and it was really good.
He said how he's going to try and release it. Is he aiming for after the festivals, like a cinema release as well? Is it going to end up on?
Hopefully, somebody picks it up, basically.
Yeah, I think it's stuff like that, but I imagine it would probably just be like a straight to streaming, unless someone picks it up, unless someone sees it at a festival and really likes it.
Yeah.
But,
and then we can say we launched his career, basically.
Yeah. I think it could be on something like Shudder, something like that.
Hey, there's some gold on there, mate.
Yeah. But we'll see.
You've got to go digging, though. You've got to go digging.
I'll keep everyone updated.
Stop you nodding there, Candy. I've fucking signed up to Shudder to watch Verotica. Fuck off.
You've got to go deeper than fucking Verotica, mate. You've got to dig deep.
There's so many treasures.
Yeah, but the other one, I watched that new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. Brilliant. Really good. I'm not going to really touch on that much. It's just a really good, fun film. I recommended watching that, especially with your kids. Or like me by myself because my kids didn't want to watch it. So, but yeah, that's really good. But the other one is I went to see Haunting in Venice last night.
Did you?
Yeah, so I took Amelia to go see this last night. We went for a little date together on a late night cinema. And we went to watch this. This is the third Hercule Poirot film by Kenneth Branagh, also directed by Kenneth Branagh and starring Kenneth Branagh. This also stars Jamie Dornan.
Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune.
Yeah. Tina Fey, Michelle Yeoh.
I liked his last two, mate. I liked him.
What is her name? I have lost her name. Kelly Riley. That's it. And this is Poirot is retired. It's set in 1947, so it's after the Second World War. He's now retired in Venice. He doesn't kind of want to do the detective work anymore. He's even had to procure the services of a bodyguard to keep people away from him. But his old kind of friend, who's played by Tina Fey, she's basically an Agatha Christie. She writes detective and like mystery novels, and she kind of helped launch the career of Poirot. And she comes back to him with this story of this palazzo, that's haunted, and this girl has died mysteriously. And there's going to be a seance there performed by Michelle Yeoh's character, who is the real deal, apparently. So he goes along to try and debunk it.
Is it I've read all of it. Is it the one with the Halloween party?
It's basically an adaptation of Halloween Parties, but it's more. It's based on that, but they've added a few things to it.
I read them so long ago. It's like, which one's which? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I didn't like Death on the Nile. I liked Murder on the Orient Express. I thought Death on the Nile was naff. I thought it didn't look very nice. I thought that it looked like it was filmed on a green screen.
It's been adapted so many times as well, Death on the Nile.
I've never seen him. Like, I remember actually listening to Commode and Mayo, and they were talking about Murder on the Orient Express. And he went, well, everyone knows who did it. Like, and I was just like, nope, because I've never watched one.
You didn't know at all?
No, I've never watched one, never read one. So
I won't spoil it to the listeners, but it's like people not knowing that Darth Vader's Luke Skywalker's dad. Sorry if you've not seen Star Wars.
What?
Spoilers?
I think that's up there with that, mate. I think it's
I don't think so.
well known.
No. So I think this is the best one of the three by far.
That's good because I like the first two, so I'm
it's
up for that.
Beautifully shot. It's full of all these like weird Dutch angles. It all kind of helps towards not just the way it looks, but also the narrative of the film and all the kind of weird shit that's going on in this palazzo. It looks amazing. I think they must have gone and shot this in Venice because they've got all these like exterior shots of Venice and everything looks like it's there. Whereas if you look at scenes from Death on the Nile, you can clearly see the
green screen.
It's green screen.
It was really bad.
It's really bad. But this is stunning. Like the best thing about this is the way it looks. I mean,
Death on the Nile does have really bad actor choices in it as well.
Yeah, but those were post filming.
Yeah, I suppose.
But I really liked the use of bringing like a supernatural element into all of this. So there is of the whole like him trying to debunk it, and as an audience, you're just like, well, yeah, this is kind of set in the real world, so there is going to be some kind of something phony's going on here.
Scooby-Doo-isms.
But there is stuff in the background. There is stuff going on. And there's a lot of jump scares. There's great use of lighting. There's great use of sound. There was one particular moment where, I mean, Amelia jumped a lot. There was one particular one where she literally jumped behind me into my arm and hit her face and started shaking. It was that kind of jumpy and scary. It's the 12A. She's seen scarier films than this. But it was just being in the cinema, it was like a really good jump scare. There was some good jump scares for her. And I thought that she'd really like this because she does like kind of stuff with a mystery and because of the supernatural.
I didn't know this were out, me. I'm gutted. I'm not. Have to wait.
Did she enjoy it though in the end?
Yeah, she really liked it. I was worried she might get a bit bored during like the interrogation scenes, but no, she really liked it.
Christie novels.
And I said to her, like, she likes whispered to me, and then I said, I think I figured it out, but I won't say.
Oh.
But she can't process it that quick, so she didn't figure it out. So when the reveal does come, she's like, oh, that. It's like, I wish I still
had that. But that's what Agatha Christie wanted.
Yeah, I was like, wish I had that wonder because there was stuff that happened.
Well, you're right, because you were rubbish on the Patreon show.
Yeah. Different circumstance. But yeah, I think this is the best one of the three. It's it's not an amazing film, but it's enjoyable. I had a really good time with it. And if you did like the first two, then you're definitely going to like this one.
I can't wait. I love Branagh anyways. Top dog, innit?
Yeah. And this one didn't have any backstory on mustaches or anything, so that's all
good. Good.
We need that mustache law.
I do recommend the books as well. People scoff at Agatha Christie because of like the old ITV dramas and stuff. Even though I did like Poirot, I thought it were a good TV show, but people scoff at it as like, oh, it's old wives' tale. It's not. It's like pretty fucking solid narratives across
David
the board.
Suchet was great.
So, he was brilliant.
He was,
Poirot. Brilliant. Yeah, excellent, Stig. Well done. For taking your daughter out and being a great dad.
Yeah, it was a nighttime little cinema trip. She says, can we go on more of them? Like Saturday night.
Absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of great dads, Biggie, you've been up to?
Don't know about that. There's two that I want to cover briefly.
I was giving you a compliment.
I know. The first one I watched, this was to get me into the mood for our Scorched one-shot. This was recommended to me a long time ago by my best mate, M. Flem, friend of the show. Godless. It's a Netflix show.
Oh.
It's an American Western drama streaming TV series. It's only one series. It's about like 7 episodes, something like that. Created, written, directed by Scott Frank, who did things like He adapted the screenplay for Out of Sight and Logan.
Yep.
But yeah, this is really cool. It's basically a series set in 1884 where a young outlaw on the run from his vengeful mentor winds up in a small New Mexico town populated almost entirely by women due to a mining accident taking the lives of 84 men. I really like this. This is really cool. It's
I liked it, mate. But it was about six years ago when I watched it.
Yeah, but it'd been on my watch list ages, but I just wanted to get into the
I
mood
thought it
of
was
the up and coming.
Jack O'Connell's brilliant in it.
He's superb as Roy Good, the guy that the young outlaw that's on the run from Frank Griffin, which is played by a fantastic Jeff Daniels.
Oh, he's
Really-
so good in it.
Really chews the scenery, but in a good way. He's so good in this. Also stars Michelle Dockery, Scoot McNairy, amongst others. Thomas Brody.
There's a load of
Sangster's
character
in this
actors
as
in it.
well.
Loads of
And they
character actors.
all just do their jobs brilliantly. Just every character you sort of get invested in. You want to see how their art works out, and you get it. Every main character in this has their little arc. The music, cinematography is beautiful. Set design is fantastic. You really feel like you're watching a western. I know it's quite easy to do. You've got a desert and saloons and stuff, but
I don't think
just
it is
feels
that
like
easy to do. Some people get it wrong.
But you know what I mean. You've seen it in millions of movies, but this actually felt lived in. The clothing looked authentic and lived in as
I
well.
think a
They're not, like,
western
walking
can
around
live
in
and die by its dialogue,
brand new.
really.
Yeah. But I thought it was fantastic. Really, really good. And like I say, short and sweet. It was great. Brutal. Oh my God. Brutal in places.
I might rewatch that.
but, yeah.
I loved it years ago. I loved it.
Cannot recommend that enough. What I can't recommend, and I'm so sad that I'm saying this, is that I watched Beau Is Afraid.
I told you.
It's yeah, man. Just
Biggie's Afraid.
I'm such a fan of Ari Aster's work, and I get this is a personal thing for him. This is something that he wrote before Hereditary and Midsummer. It's a very personal film for him. It's just fucking bonkers. I don't even remember you reviewing it, so I'm sorry if I forgot you'd watched it. But
I wasn't a fan either.
man.
Hated it.
Hard
I can't wait
watch.
to watch it and love it.
I know. When Candy reviewed it, I was like, "This is going to be amazing." This film.
It's just, don't get me wrong. I mean, Joaquin is fantastic in it. His performance is just incredible, and the cinematography is great, and there are certainly some moments in it, and there are some moments, but yeah, just I came away from that, and this is a good point that Sticky made before about if you watch a movie and you just don't get what you've watched, what was really the point? Because I literally went on Reddit straight after, just trying to find information about what I thought the film was about.
You
and
need the
just reading other
confirmation,
people's
don't you?
receptions.
That makes me want to watch the fuck out of it.
But it's not
It's just-
good like Donnie Darko is good in that you know you don't take the same thing away from it as everyone else. It's just confusing for the sake of being confusing.
Yeah, I don't like that.
big style. And he's talked himself that he might talk about it. Like I think he was referenced something like in 10 years' time, he'll talk about this movie like what it actually is about. But I mean, basically, in a nutshell, the plot basically follows a mild-mannered but paranoia-ridden Beau embarks on a surreal odyssey to get home to attend his mother's funeral, realizing his greatest fears along the way. It's basically the synopsis on Wikipedia, but that doesn't even begin to touch the different scenarios that happen throughout that film. And half the time, you've no idea what's really happening. Is it from his viewpoint? Is it just, it's what the fuck? I walked away after watching that. It's like, what have I just watched? And it's 3 hours long.
Not just what have I just watched, but why?
I'm gutted because I really liked his earlier work, and I'm sure he's got better stuff to come. But personal project aside, I hope he does something a bit more watchable because, clever stuff, but try to avoid it if I were you, to be honest.
I'm going to
not
watch
a
it and
fan.
love it. I know I am.
I do want to watch it at some point. But yeah,
I need to get in that headspace for it, though. That's the problem.
If you could come away and you have, and it is weird, and you have some idea about, it might not be the same that someone else has viewed it, and you might be able to discuss it with people and go, I thought it was about this, and I thought that, okay. But if you just come away and you're just like, huh? And everyone else is like, huh?
Yeah.
Like, there's no
The different
discourse
viewpoints
there.
from Reddit sums it up perfectly because so many people have different theories, which is fine. And I guess that's what the director was looking for. But it's just kind of,
I don't think Joaquin Phoenix has done a bad film, so this has got to be good.
Don't get me wrong, he's fantastic.
Steve's going to find one now. He's going to find one now.
He's so good in this, but yeah.
He's definitely done bad films.
Nah. Not leading roles. But yeah, well done, Biggie, for warning people.
Well, Candy already did it, and I missed it. So sorry, Candy.
It deserves the double warning, I think, so it's fine.
Candy, what you been up to?
I've been doing a few things, actually. I've been, as you know, I've been away.
Setting your computer up.
Setting my computer up. Yeah, I want a computer, just so. Comp City giveaways. Thanks. Thank you.
Sponsors this podcast, that fucking place.
Wanker.
Pretty much. So I went to...
Stick.
I went to Amsterdam.
You haven't told Stig yet, have you?
I have told Stig. Well,
no, not Stig. Oodles.
I have.
Yeah, she told me. Yeah.
No, Oodles won something as well.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
Oh, you won something.
I won a competition, Stick.
I won competition. It's just never the ones that I want.
I won Diablo 4, a game I don't want. I'm selling it, don't worry. I'm not even opening it.
I get 30 quid for it, that's all right.
Sorry, Candy.
Come on, Stig. So you went to Amsterdam.
Yeah, sorry, let's just start that again, shall we?
The Dam.
Went to the dam of all dams. Whilst I was in the dam, I went to an...
Are you reviewing Amsterdam as a city, or...?
10 out of 10 for the dam, let me tell you. Not for the reasons you might think, but also that. I went to, I don't know how to describe it, maybe an installation called AMAZE. And it's a interactive, immersive, light and visual effects experience is how it's described. Let me tell you, fuck me, they know their audience. Having sampled a little of the local delicacies, shall we say, in Amsterdam.
Croissants.
Coffee,
yep. Flapjacks and everything.
Yeah.
I was transported to another world.
To another dimension.
That's what it'll do.
So, yeah, I might not have gone to anything. I don't know. I just went to a room.
We're going to have to put one of them Speak to Frank things in the show notes now, aren't we?
Take from what you will. So there's 7 different environments of audiovisual technology. The first half of which is guided. So you go through sort of 4 or 5 different rooms. The whole place is I think it's a huge like industrial warehouse. So the first 5 rooms is basically like a audio and light display, and you're just a passive member of the audience. You go through in groups of between 6 and 8 normally. I think there was 6 in our group. There was three of my friends and then 3 strangers.
You haven't got 3 friends.
I bloody have.
Oh, bloody hell.
Paid for them in Amsterdam. And then the second part of it, so it lasts about sort of an hour or 2, probably 2 hours. The second part, you're kind of free to experience at your leisure. And this is where the more interactive side of it comes into play, because you've got mazes, it's kind of like a swing, but there's a screen in front of you that interacts with how much you're swinging, and you're swinging through the galaxy and everything. It's hard to describe. I don't think words are doing it justice, because it's hard to describe just how good it was. Like, you know, when you've been to a really good gig and you can't really say, yeah, they came out and did their bangers and it was a really good time.
Yeah.
It's that kind
atmosphere. That's what you're trying to explain.
It sounds
especially
like
when you chonged out your mind.
Do you know what? I haven't done much of that, partaking in that for a while. So I didn't do. I thought, you know, I might maybe if I do that and then go in to this experience, it might just be too much. I went in there.
It probably wasn't even 2 hours long. It probably 15 minutes long.
Yeah, probably. I think I probably just went to the waiting room and then came back out again.
Look at this experience.
Bloody beautiful. That
going around the rotating door.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. God, look how interactive it is.
Best €27 I've ever spent.
It sounds like that thing me and Pip went to in London when we were down there in March with the kind of interactive light shows and stuff.
Yeah, I think possibly. Yeah. Because it's very much like a sort of art installation.
I've seen these like transcendental experiences as well. These pop-ups that it's really like it's like ASMR for your eyes. ASMR.
Yeah, it is ASMR, and it's just so immersive because it's. All you see is the lights. All you hear is this really loud music. But the last part, it kind of opens up into a big warehouse space again. and there's projections on all 4 of the walls, plus the pillars that are kind of coming down. And you're given a beanbag, and you just sit and flump. And the show's it's not like it starts and then finishes. It's on a continual loop of about 20 minutes, so you can sit there for hours if you want. And just trippy videos, and it's so much fun. I don't know if any of you have you ever seen video footage from Tomorrowland's, that huge venue I think that's in Holland actually. So the projections that I think Anima, the creator Anima, does these amazing 3D projections, and they're just you're jaw dropping. It looks a lot like that. In fact, I don't know if it was Anima that did it. It might have been the same artist. I'm not sure. But also, it starts and ends in a bar that looks exactly like Lizzie's bar from Cyberpunk. So we stayed there for an embarrassingly long time, taking pictures of us being NPCs. We were T-posing, everything. It was so much fun. Like, the drinks were only €15 each. It was an absolute steal. But
only €15 each.
I know, right? It's fucking scary.
Ouch.
Oh, I'm having heart palpitations.
Got the palps.
Did you get lost in that maze?
There was a maze, and yes.
Is that why you were there for 2 hours?
Yeah, no, there was a mirror maze, which is possibly not the wisest idea when you know the kind of people that are going to be coming. Like, if I was higher, I would have maybe had a bit of a breakdown, because there was one of those horrible mirror maze things. Anyway,
I got stuck in a mirror maze in Bridlington once, and I had a right panic attack.
They're horrible, aren't they?
Bridlington?
I was only a child.
Well, they're still just as bad now.
Mum!
And then you see 4 mums running towards you, and one of them bashes into the next one. Mum's on the ground, and there's blood everywhere.
I mean, they're horrendous. It's a shame I'm not going to be able to see this Amaze, because I don't think I'm allowed back in Amsterdam.
Well, maybe something will come over here.
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe it'll go on tour. If it does,
I love that shit, though. I love that kind of visual interact. I like these pop-ups, and you see people like going to these like fucking Resident Evil pop-ups that just turn up, and it's like an experience.
Yeah.
I want to do those things, but you've got like a day to get down there and see it, and it's just you always miss that shit.
Yeah, it gets your brain synapses firing away, though. It's something just all-encompassing. It's just fucking cool. I love it.
What's it called? Amaze?
Just called Amaze. I'll drop some links in the Discord.
Drop the links.
But the main thing I got 2 kind of mini ones this week. The main thing I did,
all right,
was I watched The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, the fucking hell is that?
I'll tell you. So I've been watching it on YouTube. I think in the States it's on Netflix. Now, I love me an alien. You know I love an alien. I love a paranormal conspiracy.
You do love an alien.
Love an alien. Love a paranormal conspiracy. And when I get a customer in the chair, I will talk my customer's ear off about what I'm watching, what I'm thinking about. Like,
correct, Gadget?
Alien stuff. Yeah, I will talk about anything.
I'm never getting a tattoo from Candy.
I like him to be quiet.
Oh no, she's a talky tattoo artist.
I am.
I had to tell Barbara off once. I had to tell the Barbara off once. I went, come on.
Just get on with it.
Worst part is she talks to the other customers who are getting tattoos from other people and just talks into their conversations.
You wonder why I don't talk that much on the pod. It's because I spend all my words during the week. I inflict my personality on people. Anyway, back to Skinwalker Ranch. So yeah, back to my customers. They recommended this Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch on Netflix or YouTube, whatever.
What are you saying? Skinwalker? Skinwalker.
Skin.
As in walking skin.
Walking skin.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm saying Skidwalker.
Skinwalker. So it was sold to me as if it was this really like damning. No, it was sold to me as if it was like this really kind of damning, mysterious documentary on the alien phenomena. Wrong. No, customers were wrong. What it is, it's a typical like American style kind of docudrama. You know, like Miami Ink or the Kardashians, or just completely over dramatized.
Talking heads and stuff.
Not so much. Yeah, actually, no, there is an element of talking heads, but yeah, the kind of so like they're taking themselves so seriously, and it's actually absolute bollocks. So this team of village idiots have got together to investigate the Skinwalker Ranch in Utah, which is it's said to be an area of concentrated UFO and paranormal phenomena. So they've gone to investigate, basically. the so-called like history of the place is it's like something Indian burial grounds. It's like I think a skinwalker, like skinwalkers are some kind of ancient Native American curse.
Sounds like a Stephen King novel.
It does, doesn't it?
Pet Cemetery. It's literally
I
Pet
am the
Cemetery.
Skinwalker.
Yeah, Skinwalker sounds exactly like a Stephen King title.
I
Probably
prefer it.
is.
Yeah. So
Tommy
anyway,
Knocker Ranch.
oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
So yeah, anyway, this team of numpties go about their day conducting experiments and try and prove these claims. Yeah, it's just so over dramatized. It's hilarious. Like, you know, the type where they've kind of mashed together like different conversations to make it sound more dramatic. And you know, this conversation has never happened. They've just like plucked bits from here and there and like put it together.
Sound bites, aren't there?
Yeah, or they capture people and they're like frowning or they're looking confused and
But it's nothing to do with what they're talking
No, they're
about.
just thinking about what they're having for tea. Like one like really good example of that is, so they're doing this experiment. I can't tell you what the experiment was, but for some reason they were just pointing a green laser pen at one of the mountains.
Flat Earthers.
Not even flat. I don't know what was fucking happening. I don't pay attention to the experiments.
Aliens hate green lasers, it's a fact.
Apparently.
It is known.
So one of the crew says he's got a headache. This entire experiment, it comes to a halt. They're all panicking. They're talking danger to life. This guy needs to go to the
I think
emergency
they're getting like
room.
brainwaves from Alien.
So the rest of this episode is just clips going back to this guy like being driven off to the ER, and this guy like radioing the owner of Skinwalker Ranch saying, you know, it's dangerous to be out here. Not only that episode, but the following episode's recap, which is half of the episode, was that again. Like the guy literally he kind of like blinked, said he had a headache, and looked off into the middle horizon, and everything grinds into a halt. It's like the most shit acting. Like it's like Derek Acora, like, you know, that kind of levels of drama.
Mary loves dick.
Mary loves dick. But yeah, I mean, the trouble is though, I'm completely hooked. It's so bad. It's so bad. I do not believe a single thing, but it's just car crash TV. I can't stop. It's just laughably awful. Watch it, but not because it's good alien content. It's
Nice. I'll give it a watch. I'll give it a whirl. I mean, one of my favourite pastimes is laughing at Middle Americans being dumb.
yeah. This
One of my
won't
favourite
disappoint.
pastimes.
Brilliant. It's funny how those places are just. That's exactly where the aliens always go.
Oh yeah. When the aliens do visit Earth, got to be in America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but in the middle of nowhere.
Naturally.
I mean, I wouldn't scientifically they'd probably land in ocean because that's what most of the planet is.
Although,
If they're going to land somewhere.
all the
They might
desert.
be in the ocean.
They're allergic to water.
Asia. It'd be Asia because it's the biggest continent. Surely.
Antarctica, technically, if you want to go for size.
Yeah, Antarctica.
Just imagine if they land, and the only thing that they've got reference from is polar bears and penguins. And like, not a lot going on this planet, is there?
They won't see penguins. They only see polar bears. And which one's
Other way around.
penguins? Is
Penguins are
Antarctica.
south, I
Penguins is
think.
Antarctica.
Yeah.
Who
They won't even
cares?
see a mammal. They won't even see a mammal.
And if the
And they'll be
penguins
like,
look
penguins,
over
take us to your
backwards-
leader. These penguins flopping.
Or Father Christmas, one or the other.
Oh, one of them.
Oh.
Forgot he lives there.
Skinwalker Ranch. Excellent. Gadget. Players out.
Okay, so the gaming wise, everything is still kind of clocking on. Still absolutely loving Armored Core, still absolutely loving Baldur's Gate, despite the fact I've got myself stuck on a fight where I'm massively outnumbered and I don't know what to do. So
Listeners, you should see the chat that Gadget's fangirling to me over their private DM messages. It's like, this is amazing. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yes, it is. I told you.
I beat a giant boss with a giant railgun the other day. It was fucking great.
What's better?
What more do you want
Nothing.
out of life?
What do you want out of life?
I am so glad I went back to it. And I'm still living Starfield, despite... I don't know, Candy, since the last update on Starfield, have you noticed it's a bit more buggy now? They've put more bugs into it.
Yes, I certainly had that.
As a feature?
Well, I'm getting more frame rate drops, and I'm getting more weird shit happening. Like people just like
Game of the year.
Like there's one quite famous one I've had it a couple of times where you speak to this NPC who's leaning up against the wall, and they just fade through it like Homer Simpson into the hedge.
Did I send you that video of that woman walking through? Like she just pieced out and started walking through some stairs to fuck off.
Yeah.
And then I had that horrendous
again,
like
it's a feature,
audio
isn't
one.
it, guys?
It is because they were sat there going, "Our game is reviewed too well. No one's reporting as many bugs."
Yeah, it's
the
too
bugs in there.
stable.
Send patch
it back.
2.0.
Gotta have more bugs.
Yeah, but the main thing that we've started doing this week, and we're absolutely blitzing through. We've gone through nearly 2 seasons of it already. We started watching Letterkenny, which is
I've heard of it.
a Canadian sitcom based around a rural Ontario community, which took its name from Letterkenny in Ireland, and is populated mostly by descendants of Irish immigrants who escaped the Great Famine. Every episode opens with the text, "There are 5,000 people in Letterkenny. These are their problems." And it's fucking weird, and it's great.
There's no potatoes left.
Well, so the series focuses on Wayne and Katie, who are brother and sister, who run a small farm and a produce stand with the help of Wayne's friends, Daryl and Squirrely Dan. And it is one of the strangest sitcoms I've ever seen, but it's incredibly funny. The main thing about it is, it's obviously dealing with the trials and tribulations of kind of small town, rural, maybe quite poor life in the backwaters of Canada.
That is a vast country as well.
There's a vast country. There's several sets of people with factions, you might call them if they were in a video game. You've got the farmers, which the main characters are, which are called the Hicks. The out-of-towners and members of the local ice hockey team. The town's drug addicts, called the Skids, who are also the town goths.
Skinwalker Ranch.
The nearby First Nation reservist members, called the Natives. Gym goers, and the local Mennonites, known as the Christians.
There's always one.
Yeah. And I think what sells it for me more than anything, I mean, it is a very funny show. It's a dialogue-heavy, very funny show. Is it? The speech is so quick. There are so many jokes. The joke per minute ratio is ridiculous. Lots of kind of the characters kind of sat in these very static poses. Like the main character Wayne, I mean, the man's if you Google him, the man's got an incredible neck. He's basically, his neck is as wide as his head, but he just kind of sits up like perfectly straight like that. He's kind of got his eyes very narrow, and he just talks very precisely and succinctly into whatever he's talking about. And it's rapid fire delivery of jokes. But what I like about it, compared to if you did this in America, you would come with a different result, because all of the characters in this are actually quite intelligent, and they all have quite evolved views on the world. Whereas if you did it in America, it would be punching down on them. No one's
intelligent.
Well, no. This one, if an American company did this, it would be, look how stupid the Hicks are, look how stupid the drug addicts are, and all that. Whereas in this Canadian one, as the show is itself, they are uplifting and uplifted by the fact that they are really intelligent. They have quite in-depth discussions about things. And then there's the insults. The insults are amazing because they just tag team and bounce off each other insults to different characters, and it's fucking wonderful and so funny. I had to go and find some of the quotes from the first season for it, because some of them are incredible. So these are all things that Wayne specifically says, rather than any of the characters. But here's a poem: Starlight, Starbright, why the fuck have you got earrings on? To his sister, who's about to go out on a date. It's always okay to fart when you're alone, except when you're in elevators. That's uncouth.
I still do it now.
Yeah.
No, I don't, because you never know who's going to walk in as they open.
What if it's your new boss that walks in?
It's
like that.
A gal at the bar said she liked how your pants fit, but she said it in a baby voice, and really she can do that on her own time. Like Wayne's very particular about what he doesn't like. But another of his kind of musings, it's like algebra. Why you got to put numbers and letters together? Why can't you just go fuck yourself?
A wise man once said.
Fuck Lemony Snicket. What a series of unfortunate events you've fucking been through, you ugly fuck. Which is a great sentiment.
It really is like Confucius, isn't it?
Very much so. Then there's this kind of, there's lots of, as these sitcoms go, like, the characters will interact with each other. Like, have you heard about this? And there's these, each season kind of has these long running jokes that go through. So one in the first season is it starts off with one of the guys postulating that there might be someone in the community who might have fucked an ostrich.
And as do that
because his uncle has an ostrich farm, and then apparently this guy
very
got really drunk and fucked an ostrich. And then as the series goes on, you get more information as it goes as well. You're going to need 2 people to fuck an ostrich, surely. Yeah, the ostrich was sick, I heard. Now you definitely need 2 or at least 3 people. Oh, and then it comes out as, I heard it was Boots that fucks the ostrich. No, it was the ginger. The ginger fucked the ostrich. Really, the ginger? He's too small to fuck an ostrich and stuff like that. And it goes on. And I swear, me and Pip have been in absolute kinks watching this show. It's fucking brilliant.
I've never heard of it.
It's on.
I've seen trailers.
You'll have seen clips over TikTok as well. That's how I came to know about it. But the entire, there's 11 seasons out of it out at the minute, and all 11 seasons are on the ITVX player for free. Well, it's just ITV streaming service. It used to be ITV Hub.
Oh, right.
It's now ITVX.
I'm like, what's that?
But no, it's free. You got to watch a couple of adverts before each episode. But yeah, 20-minute episodes, rapid fire jokes. It's really good. Really good music as well, and lots of fighting in it as well. Because the show starts off with Wayne wanting to reclaim his crown. He's had a bad breakup. He's not feeling himself, and he's trying to reclaim his crown as the toughest man in Letterkenny. So he has to
sounds like Stig in Alfreton.
So he has to invite all the.
Is that where you live, Alfreton? Is that where you live?
No.
I think well, where do you live? York.
Yes, go with that.
So he has to invite all of the guys who claim to be the toughest guy in Letterkenny over to his farm, to fight them, and it's just the most serious set of circumstances.
I like the sound of it. I mean, I've watched some Canadian programs before as well. They get sarcasm well.
Oh, very sarcastic. It might as well be a British show. Yeah. It's so sarcastic. But,
yeah, that's what I mean. There's sensibilities there, isn't there?
Yeah. And because they're rural, they all have like a way of talking. Like Squirrely Dan in particular, he pluralizes everything. So everything just gets an S added to the end of it for some inexplicable reason. But it's just a quirk of his talk. Daryl is this kind of nervous, kind of skinny guy, and every time they're sat in the kitchen, you see him like trying to basically scrape the plastic off the inside of a yogurt pot because he's likes yogurt that much. Like they've all got these weird little quirks about them. And Katie's quirk is that just getting dressed isn't her thing, much to Wayne's annoyance. She's just walking around in her underwear all the time.
I can relate.
But she is a very fiercely intelligent and motivated character as well. So she not only is she quite smart with a lot of agency herself, she has pretty privilege and she fucking knows how to use it. So yeah, it's a very good show. Very, very funny.
I get away with that.
You do, mate.
I really wish you would put pants on though.
I know.
Or at least underwear.
The fud's on the table. The fud's from underneath the table. Fud. Anyway.
Gotta air the wares.
What have our lovely, prestigious listeners been up to this week?
That bloody Yank has said, I listened to and read Starter Villain by John Scalzi, which is in my Audible queue. Also started watching Skinwalker Ranch on Netflix. They explore a bunch of unexplainable occurrences that have been happening at this ranch for over 150 years.
Shit in it.
Xenos has said, I started reading War and Peace this week. No, I lied. I'm still playing Baldur's Gate.
You should read it. It's good.
I mean, he's on his 4th character now in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, War and Peace is good, though.
And last up, Best Boy Kurt has said, this week I finished a game on Game Pass called Venba, and I highly recommend it for a very short narrative game you can get through in just over an hour. It tells the story of an immigrant Indian family living in Canada and the difficulties they face being a family of immigrants. They have a son who is more in line with Western culture than Indian culture, and his parents are trying to force upon him. It's a really good story, told really well and quite emotional. The main thrust of the gameplay is via cooking mini games or puzzles. They aren't hard, but fun enough to make them worthwhile. All the recipes you make tie into the Indian culture of the family, and it's cool to see these dishes that you've never heard of before. Definitely check it out, as it's a palate cleanser between the massive games out this year. I think I will give that a look, actually, Kurt. Sounds interesting.
I mean, there is a time and a place for a really quick, short game. There is.
Yeah, usually in between some of these fucking massive games that we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, there's definitely room for it, and especially, as it says, Game Pass. Why the fuck not? Cool. Is that everything?
Yeah, that's everything we've had this week.
Fantastic. As always, links to all our extracurricular activities are in our show notes and at modernescapism.co.uk. Next week, we're going to be doing this. Yeah! Forever! It's good, isn't it? It's good.
Yeah.
Make sure you get some shit done. Make sure you get some shit done, guys.
Right, I'm going to get some fucking shit done, all right?
I'm worried. that shit might be Starfield.
Well,
that's cool.
Well, you have to review it. But yes, go on. Sorry, what were you saying?
We've been talking about Baldur's Gate since August, so it's not going to stop us with Starfield.
Any good Baldur's Gate? Any good?
I've heard it's all right.
Do you want to chat about it?
Might try it. Yeah, good. Might try it.
Room to say a bit more.
But yes, don't forget, if you are a patron, you will get to basically dictate our next patron special, Kenny Potter. That's out, probably, maybe, by the time you listen to this.
No.
It's coming, innit?
It's not out till
you've just recorded it.
Second weekend of October. It's always second Monday of the month is when you get Kenny Potter.
It's coming, so get your films and your books read.
I watched it today.
Also, we just recorded our first one-shot special, led by me.
For Scorched Sheep.
For Scorched Sheep. I liked it. I don't know how these guys liked it.
Went very well.
Yeah, it was fun.
Enjoyed it.
So we've sacked Gadget now. I'm the daddy now.
Yeah, no.
No. But yeah, that's coming. That'll be coming in your ears very soon, I'm assuming. God, I don't know what time works. But yes, we're going to have loads of nice stuff. If you are not a patron, you'll see us in the green room. If you are a patron, sorry, you'll see us in the green room if you're not. But before we do leave, she's finally back. It's time for a trip down Candyland.
And now, what's up in Candyland?
Oh, it's a really, really quick one this week because it's something that I did and I can't believe I did it. So, like there's these rumours of people that have phoned the police or something because they've seen the moon in the sky, or they've opened their pizza and there's no toppings and they phoned up to complain and it's just upside down.
Yeah.
Well, I did one of those this week. I ordered myself a nice brekkie from Tim Hortons, Canadian company. Lovely breakfast. I got a bagel, a sausage bagel with cheese. So you got bagel, sausage, cheese, bagel.
What were you doing in Canada?
With a hole.
They're in the UK now.
All right. What, you nipped over?
It's a damn good
bagel,
delivery service in
sausage,
Canada.
cheese, bagel. So I'm just sitting there nibbling it away at it. It's lovely. But I'm fucking like, the cheese is coming out the bottom and I'm just getting really fucked off with it. I was like, this would be the perfect breakfast if the cheese wouldn't come off the bottom. I got like 3/4 of the way through. And I was like, oh, do you know what? If I turn it upside down, it's not going to happen.
I honestly can't believe you sometimes, mate.
Do you know what? Like, on paper, I'm quite an intelligent person, but in daily life...
I don't think you are.
No, in daily life, this is proven to be untrue.
How'd you get dressed in the morning?
You're a fucking weapon, Candy. That's what you are, man.
I know.
Do you sometimes, you get dressed in the morning, you put your hoodie on, and you wheel, what's this big neck bit on my hoodie? Because your hood's facing forward.
I'm not denying or agreeing that's ever happened.
I just, do you have to have, Post-it notes everywhere in your house to remind you about, life?
No, I just forget things. I tell you what I did do at
Close
work.
the fridge door.
I tell you what I did do
Turn
at
the
work
lights
once.
off.
This is a good one. You'll like this, and Acid Pearl will attest to this. So we had some milk in the fridge that had gone off. And I was trying to tidy up and everything. I was like, do you know what? I'll freeze this first before I throw it away so it doesn't, it's not in the bin, it doesn't stink and stuff. And Acid Pearl's like, well, why don't you just tip it down the drain? It's like, oh yeah, why don't I tip it? What's wrong? What's wrong with me? I've got through life all right, but then things like that happen.
You just tip it down the sink.
Well, I know that now.
Wash it out and then pour it out and then it's clean.
Yeah.
I think
Recycle
I
it.
think I just try and overcomplicate things. But yeah,
If
the
aliens
bacon.
ever land in Western Superman, they meet you. I don't know. Galactic
Fucked.
warfare is all I'm going to say.
Well, they wouldn't bother. They just wouldn't bother. That's
I
Candyland.
appreciate the bed though.
That is fucking Candyland, and I'm frightened.
It's not so much that you. I would love the image of someone. Actually, you're eating it, complaining, and they just come up to you and just turn it
Just
around
turn it
for you.
Well, I wasn't actually in Tim Hortons, luckily, so they didn't witness. Like, I was sat on my sofa. But, you want to look at someone. It's like, was I really just that stupid? I had to just look at my cat, like,
I bet
Fucking
you're one
bagel.
of them people that if you had a cone of chips in your hand and you watch on and said, "What the time?" you'd tip your chips over.
oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt.
Dingbat. Dingbat. Oh, right, this is the end of the show. If you are a patron, see you in a second. But if not, bye.
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 I felt a fucking tug from that yarn, and you were sucking me in.
That's what you had for tea.
Like Kirby.